It's 11 a.m. and I've already woken up at 6:30, taken a cold shower, gotten a workout, done work, and now I've meditated and come to this video. And that is simply because I've incorporated 3 steps into my day that make focus easy, effortless, and honestly so maintainable that consistency is going to become so natural to you. And focus is now going to become a problem of the past if you actually apply it. If you're new here, my name's Andrew, and here we just use practicality and spirituality to blend together to actually make you focused, productive, and happy. Okay? Now, back to these 3 steps, right? There are 3 simple steps that, if you actually incorporate them into your daily routine, will make focus come supernaturally to you and will make improving your focus very easy. Okay? And I already mentioned the first one that I did, and that is, this is a non-negotiable, right? I don't care how many other bad habits you have going on, how many other little techniques and stuff you're doing for focus. Meditation's first one, off rip. You know it, you don't want to hear it anymore, but you should do it, okay? It's actually a requirement, really. If you want to have a stable, focused mind, if you've never meditated in your life before, it is a requirement, right? You can get away with less meditation once you've actually already committed to it for a while and actually made progress and improved your focus, but to get that baseline up, you need to meditate. And the best way that I can recommend doing that is either right after you wake up or at the end of a morning routine, right? So like I said, I woke up, cold shower, workout, quick another rinse off, and then I did work. And right after I finished that work, I sat down and I meditated for 20 minutes so that I could clear my mind and shift gears for this line of work, right? But ideally, if I have time and if I wake up earlier, if I wake up at 6, I will meditate immediately when I wake up in the morning. Because this sets you up for just a day of actual focus, actually being able to lock in and stay disciplined in almost any area. Honestly, just getting that meditation in somewhere in the morning will have a domino effect on how the rest of your day plays out. So get it in the morning. And the simplest form is just sit down, try and focus on things that are outside of you, and then slowly shift that focus towards your breathing, and then specifically somewhere in your nose. It can be the bridge of your nose, the tip of your nose, wherever you can feel the most sensation, and just focus on that. And every time that you realize that you're thinking about something else and going off on a tangent in your head about something random, every time you realize it, just appreciate that you caught yourself and come back to the breath. And the more you do that, it'll reinforce. It's like push-ups. It's like a rep every time. And if you positively reinforce it, right, feel good that you caught yourself and your mind wandering, then it'll be a lot easier to just bring yourself back each and every time and stay there for longer and longer. And that's the goal, right? So that when you actually sit down to do work, you can focus. When you sit down to go really try and learn something, you can stay on task, right? That's what all that is built around. Now, the second thing that is going to make your life easier, and the second step in this process, right? We've started meditating. We have this process down. Now, the second thing that you need to do is carry the fundamental part of meditation that a lot of people refer to as mindfulness into the rest of your day, and specifically related to your goals, okay? So I'm going to tell a story about this. Right? I was first starting meditating over a year ago, and I really enjoyed the process. I really enjoyed what was happening, but while I was seeing improvement in my focus, it wasn't what I wanted, and I was still slipping up in other areas of my life throughout the day, right? Like I wasn't staying committed to other things that I said I was going to do, And while I was more focused when I actually did go and do these things, it was sporadic, it wasn't consistent. And that was because I wasn't using this aspect of mindfulness throughout the day. So what I want you to do is what I did next, which was I took like my daily routine and I went through my day. I knew what I was going to do and I knew what I wanted to get done. And so after meditation, coming out of that state, I would try to, as often as possible, stay on the subjects that I wanted to get done. Okay. I would try as often as possible to ruminate on them and keep my mind focused on them until that task was either done or I knew that something else was coming up like right before it, you know? So if I had work that I wanted to get done, whether it be making a video, whether it be schoolwork, whether it be hitting the gym or a social event, right? Whatever it is that I wanted to do and get done and was actually beneficial for me, something that I would stick to and actually help me, I would just think about it and be mindful that that is what my attention should be on, especially around that time. And going through the day, I would be mindful then as well to any thoughts that were counterproductive towards that task or getting that task done. So if I am trying to simply fasting was something that I started to pick up on. I would do 1 day a week of fasting when I was trying to really get in shape and just kind of reset my body. And fasting, right, is something that is mentally taxing in the beginning. And you constantly need to remind yourself, because the thought to have food and have just a snack is so good. But by being mindful of the fact that I was fasting and that I had a goal for this and that the benefits of fasting and being mindful of all of those things throughout the day, it made it so easy to just push the thoughts of food aside, right? So that's the benefit of mindfulness right there. When you stay thinking about a task that you have to do or a goal that you're trying to reach, and you have thoughts that run counterintuitive to it that pop into your head, right? You didn't put them there, you didn't choose to think them. It's okay, right? Negative thoughts happen, or thoughts that are counter to our goals, they happen. They happen all the time, and that's why we fall off, because we give in to them. But when you're mindful of them and you're aware of them, you know that they're sneaking their way into your head. Then it's very easy to disarm them. It's easy to say, oh, especially if you're thinking of the benefits of what you're trying to do, it's very easy to just say, that's an intrusive thought right there. That one's trying to get me. That's trying to throw me off my path. But I'm going to take that step left. I'm going to avoid that thought, and I'm going to go into what I actually need to do, what I want to get done for myself. Right? So that is the second principle. After you've started truly meditating, you want to carry mindfulness in throughout the day as it relates to your tasks, your goals, your priorities. Okay? Now, the third thing is a little different. Right? It's not meditation and it's not a mindfulness practice. But this is going to help you get into sort of that meditative mind state where it's very easy to focus on things without having to actually sit and do meditation. And this is specifically so that you can get work done, right? This is a pre-work task, right? When you load and lock all three of these things together, work is going to become super easy and you're going to become way faster at how much work you can do. Like genuinely, you're going to see the difference in how much you're able to get done in a shorter amount of time, simply because you're able to better focus on the subject and truly understand and grasp concepts and make breakthroughs, right? So the third thing that you're going to do is, right, hopefully you've done your morning meditation. Hopefully you have been mindful about the task that you're going to do, right? You are ready for work. What I want you to do is sit there and close your eyes before you do the work. Close your eyes with the work in front of you for 3 minutes minimum, 3 to 5 minutes ideally, and take super slow, deep breaths through the nose into your stomach. You want to fill your stomach as if you're like filling an air balloon, right? That's what your stomach wants to feel like. And then once your stomach is full, breathe and fill the rest of your lungs bottom up, and then just take a nice relaxed exhale. Like, you can just let it all out. So it would go, and it's just a casual exhale. You just let it out, and just do that with your eyes closed, hands together like this, resting on top of each other, and do that for 3 to 5 minutes before work. And you are going, it's like a mini meditation before work, but the deep breaths have an added benefit of putting you in actually what is called alpha state. You may have heard of it, you may have not, but it is essentially a brainwave state that is slightly slower than the normal brainwave state that we have, where we're constantly thinking about the things that we have to do, all the different variables throughout the day. What am I going to do next? Right? When you're in your normal waking state, alpha state is just a level below that, and that is when it makes it very easy for you to slip into flow. And we all want flow, especially when you're doing work, right? Because flow during work makes work easy, makes work effortless, and it makes the time fly by. And that's what you want. That's the mode that you want to be in when you work. So when you are actively meditating, you're actively being mindful about what you're doing in your day. And then when you go to actually do your key tasks in the day, you do this and you put yourself in the peak state to do work. When you combine these three, the amount of productivity that you are going to get out of it, the amount of focus that you are going to increase, and the amount of just joy that is going to be brought to your life by what you're capable of doing, and your ability to actually be present now during the day and be mindful of what your thoughts are on, only entertain good thoughts, right? Your mental is going to take a big swing upward. You're going to actually start enjoying life a lot more. You're going to start enjoying work a lot more. And it's simply by committing to just doing these three little tasks every single day. 3 little things. Meditate, be mindful of where you're placing your thoughts and the tasks that you have ahead of you that you really want to do. Be mindful of why you really want them, right? Always remind yourself why you're really doing this, what you're doing it for. And then get into that alpha state. Take 3 to 5 minutes before you engage in work to get into that alpha state so you can just sink right in, get into flow. And eventually that'll act as a trigger and make it even easier every time. And eventually you only have to spend 1 or 2 minutes breathing deeply to get that same result. Okay? If you're really struggling with focus and productivity, or staying consistent in these things, or there's just a specific aspect that you're not really getting that you want me to cover, then let me know in the comments or schedule a call with me, first link in the description, and work with me. And I will help you on whatever problem it is that you're having with your specific situation. All right. But with that being said, I hope this video was valuable and helpful to you. And I hope that you actually stick to this routine, stick to this protocol, and make it part of your day and really see the change. All right. Thank you for watching. I love you. And as always, stay blessed.